Welcome back to Dyson Sphere Program. This episode I will probably make use of the pause function a few times, but I wanted to show you guys how I'm doing cleanup and removing the bus and making use of the interplanetary logistics and also the planetary logistics so that you're getting an idea of exactly what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And yeah, well, as you can see, this is where my magnetic production or smelting happened earlier. And I am in the process of thoroughly cleaning that up, refurbishing it, and making sure that we are getting enough of the magnets into circulation, and also to get some iron ore out into the world. Now, these two iron veins, they are producing a total of 2,508 currently with my current veins utilization technology. The next one we're not going to get for a while, so but is there any research that I want to do? Yeah, let's do the vertical construction one. That's handy. I have some iron ore in my inventory that I want to get rid of. Let's pop on over here. This tower is responsible for dealing with stone and iron ore. Note that this is actually stone. They've changed the name of it. They used to call it stone ore, and I very much approve of this change. So this is supplying that. I have not set up any demand for it yet. This chest is just a placeholder for if I get some of that ore in my inventory. I want somewhere to dump it. So it's going into... Doesn't matter if it's stone or iron. It'll go into the tower anyways. Let's go back to the magnet setup. So what I want to do here is connect up these two belts into the tower. Now the tower should start filling up with iron ore. But instead of requesting that iron ore out onto the belts where I'm producing the magnets, I'm just going to grab it out of the tower again. Make sure that you use the filter when you do that. Like so. The tower isn't powered, but that is not a big concern currently because I don't really need power to the tower just yet. And then we have, of course, the little process of setting up these sorters. Obviously, these are the things that I do prefer to do off camera because it takes such a long time and it is quite a bit of finagling when I'm doing this. So that's why I'm doing a lot of this off camera to save you guys the boring tedium of having to watch me do this stuff. But I want to show at least this one before I pause the game again and start with the other part of what I'm doing. Basically, I want to convert everything, get rid of the bus, and make sure that I can reclaim the massive amount of space that the bus has claimed of my base, wherein a lot of the space that the bus is currently claiming would be a lot more useful to me as a building area. I also looked at the various recipes and I realized that I am overproducing things like prisms on a massive scale. Well, not a massive scale, but I am definitely overproducing them, and it is not necessary for me to produce that many of them. So at the same time as I'm doing this, I'm also making sure that I'm taking a look at the various recipes that I'm running, and I will be making some effort to make sure that they are more in line with the actual demand rather than just randomly setting up things. Go away, thank you. Randomly setting up things because I think I need them. Now I know what I need, so that's much better than previous. This I can just stick in there instead of having to go over to the other container. Okay, the next thing we are going to need here is then power to be set up for all of these facilities. Yes, I know it strictly is not necessary to have a power pole on the end of each of these, but I just think it looks good. This thing has been powered as well, so all we have to do now is connect up these belts. And this looks very tentacly. Gloriously tentacly, actually. I'm content. So now we're making... how many magnets? Each of these produce 40, and I have 40 of them. So that should be 40 times 40. We're producing 1600 magnets here. That'll help. I'm going to put this interstellar station here into requesting magnets. I'm going to set this to 5000. So local demand, but remote supply. The reason for that is I might need them on the other planet as well. Why do I need to limit it? Just set it to 10,000. Yeah, it's not a big problem. So they will fill up both of those towers with 15,000 magnets, which should be nice. The next step up here will be to connect up these stone veins. And I suspect that I will just tunnel... Well, I'm not sure really, because this is also a very... this is a good place to... except for that oil seep, which is kind of in the way. Well, I have plenty of space over there as well. The thing is, I'm making a lot of stone here. I can probably fill at least 2 Mark III belts with stone, because I'm pretty sure I'm making more than 3,200 stone when I connect up that vein there. Then again, there is a long line here. I could have one area here making stone bricks. What else do I produce with stone? Glass, I believe. However, I feel that we are pretty much covered in regards to glass, because that's what I had set up over there. So this tower is accepting stone, demanding it actually, and that reminds me, I've forgotten to connect up this. So let's do that as well. Probably would have been better to set this to... If I limit this to 2000, no, it will probably just limit the input as well. I suspect that having a dedicated tower for the stone here might be a good idea. It's not like I lack the necessary resources for that, so I'm going to do that because I'm going to be requesting stone all over the planet, and I'd rather have the opportunity to since this one demands, the area or the distance between is minuscule. I feel that this is a better way of doing it. There we go. Now we can fill up this one as well. I can get rid of these. There we go. Okay, so I've shown you my new glass assembly line. Things you see here are the things that I'm planning on cleaning up. I'm also planning on making those stone smelting things. I have added more solar panels on both of the poles. So we are making, well, somewhere between 340 and 400 megawatts depending on the sun. So, yeah. But okay, I will pause the recording again, because I don't want you guys to be bored by me connecting up mines and doing all that fiddling. So I shall see you all shortly. Here we are. Now I have done some extensive cleanup. There is still a little bit left to do, but I thought we could do that as the rest of the episode. Let's go have a look at the area we were in earlier, which is now here. So we have this row of smelters making stone into stone bricks. And all of that, these three stone deposits, goes through this logistics station. It's just easier that way. I could add another row of these. I probably should, to be honest. I also have this crude oil seep here that I need to deal with. I definitely should add another row of these because I don't really need the raw stone for anything currently. Now I'm starting to call it raw stone. I don't need the stone for anything currently, but stone bricks, that should always be useful. Is there anything else I need to use stone for? Let me check my papers. Oh, no stone here. Stone bricks, on the other hand. What are the stone bricks used for anyways? Landfill? That's the only part I can find that uses stone bricks. Of the parts, that is. But if that's correct, and it's only used in things like smelters and fractionators, chemical plants. Storage. Okay, I definitely do not want another row of that then. Then I would rather have a row of glass. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough magnets, but I think so. We have graphene over here. Down there we have some steel. I think I showed this in an earlier episode. This one is starting to run out. Let's go have a look at our glass production. Okay. I think I'll rather set up another of these. That seems more useful. Because glass is something that we're going to need in many items. Whereas the stone bricks seem to be reserved for mostly what we already have. I probably should change this belt then. So we're going to have one belt of stone coming down here. Then we'll have a belt of glass coming up. And we'll have another belt of stone coming here. And another belt of glass coming up here. And then finally a final belt of stone coming down here. Okay, then we have the basics ready. So let's set up this. And a belt for that to leave. We don't want the outermost smelters on these rows. Then the belt of raw stone comes here. And the belt of glass goes out here. And the final belt with stone goes down there. Very good. Now we need power poles. We have a little bit of stone, I think. Yeah, let's just put that in here. Now for the sorters. At least this one is fairly simple. In and out. Let's go here. I've learned that it's, for my brain's sake, it's better to do one at a time. That is one row at a time. Otherwise I just can get confused with the directions I'm putting the sorters, and that's not ideal. This row probably should do some research as well. There we go. Can remove that belt bit. Now this part here, this needs to be set to stone, good. Glass in, stone out, glass in, and stone out. See that everything is working as intended. Yes, it is. Why is this making so much noise? this is still making too much noise. That is better, I think. Really don't need to hear that rumbling sound that loud. I apologize if that has been an issue earlier, because I did not know it was that loud. Let's set it to 20. Even that is too loud. Yeah, that's better. The music overpowers the rumbling sound. Research. We have vertical construction again. Sort of cargo stacking. We don't... Well, I couldn't research that anyways. This one, interstellar power transmission, that would be relevant. We do have the accumulators now. We also need the high-strength, lightweight structure. So we're going to do that one, and that should finish in 7 minutes. And then I think we'll do the gas giant's exploitation, so we can get ready with that. The gas giant should have hydrogen and deuterium, if I remember correctly. Yes. Okay, now the final part of the cleanup is this area here. So what we'll do is quite simply disconnect the miners. And let them empty their belts. Getting rid of all this mess is going to be very pleasant. Is there anything I need to do while we're waiting for that, I wonder? I have some iron ore that we can just put directly into these. Yeah, you see, having a splitter definitely does affect how the belts function. So it is definitely recommended to use splitters and not just these weird T-junctions. I want to tear down the miners as well. Still at 225,000 left, but I want to build the miners in a different fashion. You can mass deconstruct it with a new patch by holding down shift, but it does tell you that, so... Where's the other iron patch? Oh, it's down here. This one is full, so we're going to need another tower for this. Part of the problem here is that the belts are very slow. Okay, let's go have a look around. Some of this I will also be moving around. I don't think it's necessary for me to do all this on camera, but I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing in terms of restructuring the factory. So in the next episode, when we get around to that, I will probably have redone most of the oil as well, because I'm thinking this one is fine. No, it's not. I'm going to redo this. I'm thinking that having the crude oil seeps, just send the crude oil to logistic stations and then taking that out through logistic stations into refinery areas is probably going to be a better solution than what I'm doing right now. Then I can also have, not that I need it currently, we have plenty of power, 400 megawatts. We could also have some dedicated power areas, I suppose. This stone vein, or this also is completely wasted. I should put this stone into a demand thing, and I should completely redo this and send the stone through a logistic station, and then maybe even send the sulfuric acid through a logistic station, because this is just silly. So yeah, that is one of the things. You can see how much cleaner this looks. I also need to do something with the coal veins and the having that demanded, and I could also have some more graphene production. We have this here currently, but there is room for more here, and this one, if I have a regular logistic station accepting coal, I could put more rows of it here. I could use this as a kind of a massive, well, it might be a good idea to have two of them actually. Albeit the logistics vessels, they now carry 400 instead of just 100 or 200. I don't remember what was the default. So maybe just having one of them is good enough, but I think I'd like to have two of them. So maybe I'll set up another... well, I'm probably going to set up several of these. Because graphene is such an important thing, since it's used for... No, graphite, I mean. Because it's used for graphene, which is used for nanotubes and so forth. And these things are very important for the Dyson Sphere components, the solar sails use them, and yeah. I would like to get rid of this now. Why isn't the iron going anywhere? Well, it is being used. Now this one can increase to max. That should empty out these containers. Oh, they were actually already empty. Maybe I could empty out this container as well then. I'll get around to that. The iron is going to the circuit boards and the gears, both of which I'm not using any currently. And this too needs to be redone. But yeah, this is what is using the... hold on. I researched more verticality here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. would help. Would give us something to spend our metals on. There we go. And these are quite pretty, actually. Interstellar power transmission done, so let's get the gas giants exploitation. I wonder the yellow. Yeah, we can easily make 4 more of these. There we go. Most of this also will disappear because, for one thing, it's built the wrong way. It's supposed to go east to west, not north to south. But it's also just a giant mess. And I would much rather use the logistics station. Power off, cannot charge. Oh. Oh. Maybe give you some power. Probably be a good idea. Yeah, that's much better. This is a temporary storage area. I'm going to make sure that these various items are being used before I send out or request items. I don't understand why nothing is happening here. This belt here. It's going to the gears. Gears are not being used because the gears only go to the inserters, sorters. How many do I have of these? I can probably take 3 stacks of that. And I can put back these. The gears used for anything in here. They're used for the splitters. But I have too many of those already. They're also used for the miners. And they're used for the wind turbines, which I'm no longer using. I've actually torn down every one of them. And they are used for the thermal power generators, which I also have in excess. They're not used for the smelters. Although the smelters I could take more of. Okay, they're done here. That's good. I'm going to be a bit sneaky here because I want to make sure that this thing finishes. Yeah, there we go. Now we just need these belts to empty and we are basically ready for anything. I'll get rid of these belts as well. Okay. So now we need to set up the miners again. looks good. Yeah, there's not really much else I can do, I suppose. And miners down here. Can I... Yeah, that works. The thing is, I would like to avoid... There we go. I don't want to have anything on this side. Now connect this up here, and we need a splitter there. And there. And we need to go... Yeah, that'll work. Like that. Might as well just use Mark III belt now. And then... Is that too close? Yes. Now that should actually work closer. Yes, it does. Like that. Now, if we have a transportation facility, logistics, there. Set that to accept iron ore and supply, and put in some drones. Good. That should work fairly good. There we go. And I would like to make sure that I'm actually supplying power over distance. These function a little bit like the I don't remember the name of them, but the yeah. Let's just say they have longer power transmission than many other power poles. So if we put one of them here, does that power up that thing? No, it does not. See, we have I really don't want them to be in the way of anything, so put it there. That should connect up to there. Well, that works. I like to type down the numbers of these so that I know an approximate of what I'm producing. So that's why I'm taking a little break in between putting them down. I would like to know how much I'm producing of the various ores. And then do the math for that. 144 plus 216, 216, 180, 252, 252, 180. That is 1,440. Not exactly enough to fill a full line of smelters, but almost. I think I had some iron ore in excess, which I can get rid of here. Then we need a line of smelters. Now where is my other? I have a smelting column here. Although using that would not be ideal because the crossover between this segment and this segment is there. Connecting these up to a tower and then transporting the ore instead to kind of like a centralized facility. I don't know. I would like that, like I've done with the... we have gas giants exploitation. I would like that because it would make things simpler for me to have a centralized, like here, this huge area here. I would have to fill out some of these lakes, but that's really not a problem. If I dedicate this area here for iron smelting, I don't think that's a bad idea actually. Because there's plenty of room here for 2 columns. So I think that is exactly what I'll do. I'll place down another one of these at the other side, and I'll make smelting columns for iron here. Instead of having some there and some there and some there. And I will connect up both towers on both sides with the iron ingots, so that I have 2 towers sending out iron ingots as well, to make sure that I can cover with enough drones. And I will also connect up the last coal veins, and I will connect up the oil patches, as I mentioned, and start looking into having more centralized refining. Power, I mean, these use a lot of power when they're charging up, but as you can see, we're not using that much power. So as long as you've placed them down, it doesn't matter if you have a lot of them, because it's just the initial placement that is problematic in terms of power consumption. So yeah, I think that we can happily end the episode here. In regards to the streaming thing, yeah, I've been thinking about that, and your comments have been massively helpful in regards to that as well. Now, this is kind of what I meant with what would I be streaming. I would be streaming the stuff that I've done off camera in this episode. But then again, that probably wouldn't be that interesting. So I figure that if I decide to stream, I could start a new game and stream that. So that might be on the table. I don't know. Streaming is kind of taxing for me, so maybe I'll stream something else instead, or maybe I'll stream this game. I don't know. I will figure something out. I know that several of you have requested that I start streaming, and that it is something that people would like me to do, so And if my health allows it, which it does from time to time, I would be happy to stream actually. So yeah, no reason why we shouldn't be able to figure something out there. Can I be able to cover more than 3 or 4 here? Apparently not, which basically means that this is kind of a pointless placement. Let's try precision mode. Yeah, no, it doesn't want to... Oh, it covered 5. Ah, yeah. Aha! It worked. That's an additional 180, which puts it at 1720. Well, that's something. Of course, that means I need to do this and this. And now I get to use the upgrade function as well. Hold down shift to upgrade a belt, and boom, it happily upgrades it. Okay, well, if you have any questions or comments, please do feel free to leave those in the comment section, as per usual. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will be seeing you all in the next episode.